Good evening, everyone. My name is Chanel Clark. I made a video this morning basically going on a rant against the founder of the NarcKnowledge Facebook group and Chantel and Elizabeth Khalil. They're the old administrative team, very nasty, negative. I was blocked. My administrative duties were removed and I was completely kicked out of the group. There was no warning, no reason. There was no meeting. I was blocked from even contacting Dean altogether. Dean, who is the group founder. So I'm just left in limbo. It sounds like a narcissistic relationship if you ask me. But anyway, I wanted to do a part 2 to follow up the video I did this morning because I'm hearing that the video I made this morning is being used as a smear campaign against Elizabeth, to Hada, to Jada, to whatever, however you pronounce her fucking name. The old administrator, Elizabeth. It's being used to smear Chantel. It's being used to smear Dean. No. So I'm going to entitle this video the Empaths smear campaign. See, the narcissist has their smear campaign, which is based off of lies. And then the Empaths smear campaign is based off of truth and facts and concrete evidence. And tonight I'm going to release all the evidence to show you Liz is a fake bitch, Chantel is a fake evil bitch, Dean is fake, a fraud, he is evil, he triangulates, he's irresponsible, he's unaccountable, he's biased, he shows favoritism, he's disorganized. And it's just, he flat out told me he doesn't want to lead the group. He's not a leader. He doesn't want that responsibility, which is crazy to me. You create a group and you don't want to be involved in the decision making. You don't want to make sure things are running smoothly amongst your administrative team. I've never seen a leader like that. That's poor leadership. And it really, it does show in different ways. And you're going to end up messing things up for yourself. It's going to hurt you. It's going to backfire. I'm sorry, but I've had enough. And I'm ready to release some concrete evidence to shut everything down and expose you all for being the frauds that you are, for destroying relationships, for triangulating members, for being hateful towards the administrative, the mods, the new people that came in to assist you all with managing this very, very large group. You know, you invite us in just to kick us down, and it's not right. And I'm going to expose you, okay? Now, if you want to report me, report me. I give zero fucks, honey. I don't. I love exposing narcissists. This is what I do. I live for exposing narcs because you are evil, deceptive people. The NarcKnowledge group is being ran by a narc. Elizabeth is also a narc. Her minions, her flying monkeys, happen to be Khalil and Chantel. It is what it is. By the end of the night, you will see the evidence that proves all of that and how the new moderators and administrators were treated, okay, like we were beneath them when we came in. First and foremost, Dean, before me and Natasha, Shan, Brent, we all became moderators and administrators, Dean told Liz to make me and Natasha specifically administrators. I have the screenshot here. You guys will get to see every single screenshot I present tonight as concrete evidence. He told her flat out, make us, we're one of the stronger members. Anyone that's strong in that group that people really draw attention to, that are, they interact well, we're likable and we have amazing posts, and Natasha has great videos. If you're seen as a threat to Liz wants all of the attention. Liz wants to be seen as the top dog. She does not want anyone else strong on her team. It's threatening to her. It's she feels insecure, and she just feels very intimidated. And we were targeted from the very beginning. Before we even became a part of the administrative team, we were targeted. It was so awful because they gossip about us like a dog in the private chat room prior to us becoming moderators. And when we walked, when we went into that chat room, and I scrolled and I saw that they were so reckless, they didn't even delete their conversation. I saw everything and I screenshot the conversation. It was very hurtful. There was a negative tone set already. They were setting us up to fail so that they can kick us out. This is Liz, Chantel, and Khalil. Okay? I have all the screenshots and I will reveal all of that to you tonight. The lies will be revealed because I'm not out here smearing Chantel and Dean and Liz. My smear campaign is based on facts and concrete evidence, okay? Get it together. Now, she went behind Dean's back after he told her to make me and Natasha administrators. She goes behind his back, has a discussion with Chantel and Khalil, and she's like, no, I don't want them to be administrators. I don't feel they're qualified, blah, blah, blah. She says all this negative stuff. Let's just make them mods, make them prove themselves. And oh, well, if they fail, we'll kick them the fuck out. Chantel was like, yeah, they sound like a bunch of high school bullies. Like a group of bullies that sit together, the popular kids that sit at a table and just talk down and bad about people and belittle people. That's what they were doing. It was very cliquish. And when the new moderators came into the private chat, I could feel that negative energy. There was a negative energy and something in my gut, me being the empath, because I can feel and sense negativity when it's around me. If it's toxic, I got to get away from it. Okay? Listen, something told me to scroll. As soon as I entered and I became a moderator, something said, go scroll. I scrolled back, all the way back, and I saw this conversation that they had secretly had about us, the new moderators. And I screenshot it. It was hurtful. It was belittling. It was just negative. Why would you set someone up for failure? Someone that's coming in to assist you with helping you to manage a very large group of over 10,000 people. Why would you talk down instead of uplifting? You're supposed to be this wonderful leader, this narcissistic expert that helps people, fight off toxic people. And here you are belittling your own members, setting them up for failure before they even start their job. These screenshots will expose Elizabeth for the fraud she is, and Chantel and Khalil and Dean, okay? That's what they did. Moving right along. What I'm going to do a commentary first, and then I'm going to show you guys these screenshots, okay? So just follow the story. The screenshots are coming, okay? Next up, after, and I didn't confront Liz at the moment. I said, let me just be quiet because they're so dumb. They weren't smart enough to delete those messages. So I just pretended I didn't see it. I screenshotted and saved it as evidence and stored it, and I moved along. So moving right along, we're assisting with, keeping the board running and all that. And there was an incident where one member, her name will not be mentioned, and it is also blotted. I whited it out because I don't want to expose people's personal business. There was a particular member that posted something, and of course, we have the ability to approve or deny posts before they go to the board. It had suicidal tendencies and ideations. I didn't feel comfortable approving it, neither did Natasha. So we did not. We left it in the queue. Liz comes along, barging in, hey, why didn't anyone approve that post? That needs to go through. And we're like, we just don't feel comfortable. Number one, we want to think of the group as a whole. We put something through that's suicidal. There's over 11,000 people in the group. You don't know who it can trigger, how much it'll affect someone negatively. We don't know if someone's on the verge of suicide already. We cannot speak for all of these people. Liz was trying to speak for everybody when she says they need to see it. They need to, and we're looking, we're like, this sounds crazy. Why would you post a suicidal posts from a member and upset other members? I'm not comfortable. My gut says no. Natasha wasn't comfortable. And on top of that, Natasha was already speaking to the member in the private inbox. She was assisting this member, giving her resources, hotline numbers, counseling, talking her, comforting her. So the member was receiving one-on-one attention. We did not neglect her. We were very compassionate. We just wanted to address the member privately, while at the same time considering the members as a whole and what would trigger and upset the members. We did not feel comfortable approving. Liz approved the post anyway. She didn't think that her decision was outnumbered. She didn't even consider our feelings. She didn't even have a discussion with the rest of the team. Hey, you guys, let's take a quick vote. Let's have a let's talk about this before, we do anything. She took it upon herself to say, fuck you and Natasha. I'm going to do what I want regardless. She talked down to us. She was very condescending. And that from that moment on, I said, I'm not comfortable working with her. There's no way I would post something suicidal that one member wrote, upset a group of people, and just, it's not right. It's absolutely not right. And she did it. So from that moment on, I left the group. I left. I reported it to Dean. Dean got bent out of shape and mad about it. He defended Liz. Woo, woo, woo. Then Natasha left because she didn't feel comfortable either. So that you guys noticed the shift. You noticed that, I left the group as a whole. I left. I said, I cannot be in a group that contradicts itself like that. I think it's toxic. Natasha stayed around. So a group of people, some people had talked me into coming back because they love my post. Don't let her push you away like that. Come back. You're a valuable asset to the group. And I talked to Dean too. I said, you know what? I'll come back. I just don't want to be a part of the administrative team. Okay. I refuse to work with someone like that acts like a dictator instead of treating the rest of us like we're all a collective team. Okay. She's not the leader of the group. She doesn't speak for me. And she's not going to get away with talking down to me. And before you know it, she disappears. Liz completely leaves the group. She leaves. She doesn't notify anybody. She doesn't even tell Dean. She leaves. And when I go to him to express, how I feel about it, he goes to check and he says, oh, well, she leaves. She left. She left the group. Do you want to be administrator? His whole tune shifted when he saw that Liz left the group altogether. He became friendly again after defending her and said, hey, do you want to be administrator? I'll offer it to you. I said, well, if she's gone, sure, I'll try it out. That's fine. He makes me administrator. I invite back Natasha because I feel Natasha is a real asset to our group. She makes amazing videos. She, compiled a list of resources to help people being abused who don't have, people with children, people with special needs children, all types of things, domestic violence victims. She is just superior at, just finding resources and really, really reaching out and helping people, talking to people one-on-one. She's a really sweet, kind person. I think a little too sweet sometimes. We have to set boundaries and not get too involved in people's lives, but she has gone the extra mile and I commend her for that. Yes, she deserves to be an administrator. Absolutely. I invited her. We promoted Brent and Shan with permission from Dean because I don't want to be Liz and do things without getting permission and just being an asshole. So Dean approved it and, we become the new administrators. Now, Khalil decides to leave. Sarah quietly decides to leave without saying bye. So all that's left now, Liz is gone, Khalil is gone, Sarah is gone. The new administrative team is in there with one old administrator, Chantel Flowers. So Chantel doesn't say welcome. She doesn't feel, she doesn't say anything. She's just sitting there quiet and watching and lurking, being a flying monkey for Liz. So, I set the tone of the group and I said, hey, you guys, why don't we all come together? We all compile a list of different ideals and suggestions and, anything, you feel needs changing or anything you want to add, if any of the guidelines need to be revised, so we can all come together, compile this list and just work on staying on the same page and helping the group, to become better and also communicating. We all were very big on communicating and staying on the same page and keeping Dean informed. I'm very big on communication. I hate being disorganized. Chantel would not say a word. She was invited. She was there in the chat room. Everyone is participating. Hey, let me come up with a list. Let me get myself together. I'll give you a date and time. Everyone's participating except for Chantel. A few days go by, still nothing but silence from Chantel. I said, okay, something is wrong here. Why is she even participating? Why is she here? She might as well leave with the rest. If she's not going to welcome us and participate or accept us as new administrators, what's her purpose? So, she ignores the meeting. She ignores the invite. We included her. She was included. She ignores. She stays silent. I go to Dean and I have a private conversation. I said, she's not participating. Why would she be an administrator if she's not going to do the work, participate, communicate, be on the same page with us and work with us collectively as a team? He got mad and he went off on me, accused me of being a troublemaker, accused me of gossiping behind people's backs, anything he could do to deflect from the topic and not address the conflict. So he said she could stay if she wants to, even if she doesn't participate, she doesn't contribute, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What did I walk into? Because this is not how I operate. This is not how a team operates. She gets to sit in the corner and be lazy and not do anything and not contribute. And we're trying to work together and we are trying to include her, and she's not feeling us. She's mad that Liz is gone. She's mad that Khalil and Sarah. She's just mad that her little high school clique left her. Okay. So from that moment on, okay, we ignore her. It is what it is. Out of the blue, she decides one day to question us. This was yesterday. Caleb. Let me shout out my boo. Hey, Caleb Sinclair. Mwah, mwah. She decides to come out the blue and says who invited Caleb back into the group. And I didn't know they had kicked out Caleb. And she's like, oh, well, you left as a moderator when we made the decision. He was rude. Freedom, Vivian, I guess they had issues with Liz victim shaming and they wanted to speak directly to Dean, who is the group founder. They have a right to do that. Okay. But somehow it was this big old mess because they didn't want him speaking to Dean. And they made him out to be a troublemaker. Caleb is this and that and the third, so we kicked him out. And I'm like, well, let me see the screenshots because he has a right to speak to, just because someone challenges an administrator or a moderator doesn't make them give you a reason to kick them out. They have a right to voice an opinion. Even if they're wrong, they have that right. So, Natasha said it too, like, okay, what's the reasoning? Can we see the screenshots you're referring to? She would not supply us with the screenshots, red flag. And I guess she was like, oh, he smeared Elizabeth and he got rude with me. Yeah, he's trying to speak to the group founder. He doesn't want to speak to you guys. So you boot him out to, prevent him from speaking to Dean. And then you keep out the other people. Me and Natasha had left as moderators. So we were not there in the group when this took place. However, the other moderators, Shan and Brent, were there. They didn't even consult with Shan. They did not consult with Brent. Liz and Chantel made the decision to say, fuck him, kick Caleb out the group, kick Vivian out the group. And they didn't even consult. They just pretended Brent and Shan was not there. Okay, that's that high school cliquish behavior. They were acting like a clique instead of a team. So Chantel, I guess she was like, okay, I guess he does deserve a second chance. So it's fine with me as long as he doesn't start trouble again. Whoop-de-woo. She's agreeing with us. Okay, cool. Caleb can come back. A few minutes later, Natasha is removed from the group chat. Not the group chat, but she was removed as an administrator. And she's like, oh my God, she was kicked out of the group. And we're like, what happened? I mean, it just happened. I mean, literally. And then my privileges as an administrator were removed. And I was still in the group, but I'm like, why is Natasha completely removed from the group? Everyone's sitting there baffled. Chantel is sitting there reading our comments, not saying a word. Then she leaves the group altogether. What she did was she ran to Dean and she complained. She just does not like the ideal that Liz is not there to run things anymore. She was nasty. This is the evil about her. She's going to sit there and smile and agree. Oh, Natasha, you're doing a great job. You know, Natasha, like, cool. Natasha gave her a chance to contribute. What, you know, if you have a reason why you feel he should not be in the group or whatever, we treated her equal. We gave her, you know what I mean? She smiles. Oh, he deserves a second chance. I believe in second chances. Whoop-de-woo. All is well. La, 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 la. Then she turns around, runs to Dean, and she gets us kicked out. How sneaky and conniving is that? Because her little fake friend Liz is no longer running things. I'm like, why not just leave the group? Why not just leave? Why cause these problems? And then when we get kicked out, we're being, you know, deemed the troublemakers. You know, we were not given a warning. We were not given an explanation. We were just completely kicked out from the group and blocked. We can't even inbox Dean. He blocked us from you know, even complaining. That's evil. You don't care about these members. You don't care about nobody but yourself. The agenda is, hey, I'm running a huge group. It makes me look good and powerful and mighty, but you're not dealing with the issues. You're not providing tools to help these people. You're running a disorganized administrative team that's falling apart. You guys are fucking toxic. I said it. Now, this video was a commentary. In the next video, I'm going to combine these. I'm just going to drop all these screenshots so you can see this for yourselves. Dean, you should be ashamed of yourself. Liz, you are a fake and a fraud. Chantel, you are an evil, conniving witch. Everyone's going to know what you are by the end of this. Yeah, I smeared you, but my smear campaign is based on screenshots and facts. You and Liz plotted on us from the very gate. Before we became moderators, you were targeting us. Okay? Y'all are jealous. You are fake. You are competitive. You're insecure. You call me all you want. I didn't ask to be a part of the administrative team. You guys came after me. Dean came after me, and so did Khalil multiple times, and I turned you down. I was happy in the group, being myself, posting and helping people. I don't need to be on a high horse to be validated. Liz wants to compete. Liz wants all the attention. Liz is insecure because she doesn't get attention nowhere else. I promise. I saw her videos on Instagram, and guess what? Nobody likes them. She'll post 20, 50 videos. Nobody looks at them. Nobody likes them. It's like she's talking to an audience of nobody. I was one of the only people that liked her videos. So again, like I said in the beginning of this video, when I met Liz on Instagram, I told her everything. I confided in her about all my narcissistic abuse. She did not refer me to the group. Now, if she's so helpful, she calls herself being a counselor, a leader, she's an administrator of the NarcKnowledge group, why didn't she extend me an invitation to the group to help with my healing? I'll tell you why, because her intentions are not good. She saw me as competition. She did not want me stealing the attention from her. She didn't want Khalil talking to me. She's a jealous, insecure individual, and I hope you guys, by the end of this night, by when you see these screenshots and evidence that I reveal, you will now know the truth. Please, I'm not going to tell you to stay in the group or stay out of the group. That is your decision. But please, you're healing right now, and the last thing you need is to be in a toxic environment. Have a blessed night.